Hi, it's your agent of change, and today we're going to talk about something that none of us really like, but we all must have them from time to time, and that is detours. Detours, yes, detours. Now, most time when we think of detours, we think of that in a negative way, meaning that it's something that's delaying us, something that's getting us off course, something that's throwing us off balance. But I want you to rethink a detour. About 10 years ago, I had a job where I worked in Chesapeake. Now, I live in northern Newport News, so the drive from my home to my job at that time was about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how traffic flowed every morning. So what would happen was I would get stuck in traffic. There's a tunnel that I had to go through and a high-rise bridge I had to cross to get to this job. So at any given morning, there would be chaos, a wreck, or major traffic concerns at any of these, at either one of those locations, either the tunnel, the Monitor Merrimack Tunnel, or the high-rise bridge. And what happened was I would find myself sitting in traffic without any notice because I would come up on it and it would be there and I would have to sit because it was on the interstate. There was no way around it. I didn't have time to exit and take another route. And remember, this is 10 years ago, before all this technology was available, where we have all these apps that tell us how to avoid traffic, where to go to the quickest route and all that thing. So I had to actually sit in traffic. So had I had the Waze app or Google Maps or any other traffic app that would tell me, hey, there's trouble up here, go another way. Hey, there's a wreck over here. Traffic is backed up for 10 miles. You might want to take another route. Had I had that warning, I would have acted accordingly and I could have got to work on time. So, what does all this have to do with detours? What I'm trying to say is a detour isn't necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes there are forces called checks and balances in place. Other people out checking the gauge, looking ahead, seeing what's ahead. And because of that, we get the warning, we get the orange signs put up that says detour. And we don't always like it because we know this is the route we normally take and this is the way we always go. But now they got us going through some back roads. Now they got us going through a neighborhood. The speed limit on the interstate was 60, 55, 60. Now we got to go this way. The speed limit is only 40. It's only, 45. So it's going to take us a little longer to get there, we think. But the good news is that detour saved us some trouble. Saved us some trouble. We didn't have to be stuck sitting still doing nothing. We didn't have to walk into something or drive into something not knowing that it was danger there, and then we endangered our lives because we were a part of it. So today, if you don't get anything else out of this message from me, I want you to start thinking about detours in a different way. Think about detours in a positive light. Detours, instead of it being negative, let it be something positive. Wow. Man, I almost drove into that. Man, I almost went to a dead end. Man, I was going to be stuck in traffic. Man, I was going to be in a 1-lane traffic instead of 3 lanes. So all of those are things that affect our destination, all of those things that affect our purpose. So a detour is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's just a good thing. We may have been delayed from our destination and our purpose, but we were not denied. Somebody needs to catch that. We may have been delayed, but we were not denied. And sometimes that delay is a good thing. It makes us slow down. It makes us just absorb life and take an inventory of what's really going on so we can repurpose or refocus, whatever it is. Angela Knight, your agent of change. Don't be afraid of the detour.